That was silky smooth.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Oh, I sense we had a late change made with the song segue to complement the end of Starting All Over Again into Move On Up.
Why not?
An old Curtis Mayfield ditty is funky up in the neighborhood right now. The neighborhood, FM 100.3, KFAN. This is the 9 to noon radio presentation.
9 to noon.
Master mixer of the Monday montage on a Wednesday, Nordo.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Paul Allen. We're here to move on up. You know, that song, the old Mel and Tim song, covered by Daryl Hall and John Oates for the purposes of the montage. It is age-old throughout the annals of 9 to noon or 10 to 1 just for fun. They all have done it, and they all have done it with emotion, and they all have done it extremely well. The all would be Abbott, the Pup, Tiny Joe, and now the Con. It's like the Swallows of Capistrano or winter pupping for the Seals, starting all over again, and again, and again,
And again.
and again. Begin the begin and again. In search of that elusive crown, will the Minnesota Vikings provide us with a Super Bowl during our lifetimes? I guess low-key, that could be a Wednesday talkback, free iHeartRadio app, baby microphone, 30 seconds, no prize. Because if the Minnesota Vikings provided this market with a Super Bowl and or a Super Bowl victory, trip to the Super Bowl or Super Bowl victory, first day of training camp, the next season, and I'm going staccato here because I sense we have a real jazzy, snazzy, funky switch to this song coming up.
We do.
And I want everybody to hear it. So if they win the Super Bowl, the next season, first day of training camp, wouldn't be starting all over again. It might be Standing on the Top by Rick James and the Temptations. Or maybe Still the One by Orleans. All right, Curtis Mayfield, do that thing. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's so nice. Why don't y'all do that these days? That's so nice. Got avenged the 7 thing at the amphitheater next to Canterbury Park the other night. I don't know what they were doing, but a lot of people were watching it.
Oh, really?
And they were loud.
Ooh.
But they don't do this. They don't do this.
Oh, they do not.
No, they don't. I didn't like what they did either, but that's a conversation for a different time. Oh, Con got me going with these songs. All right. Don't forget to hit that sub button and make sure you like and hit the bell.
Make us a preset.
Make us a preset and hit that sub button.
Ring that bell, baby.
Yeah, you got to ring that bell. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset that whole thing.
Okay.
So the Starting All Over Again montage, it's annual for 9 to noon. It's like the Swallows of Capistrano. You can Google it. It's accurate. Or winter pupping for the Seals. I had to Google that, so I know it's accurate. Starting all over again and again and again and again in search of that elusive crown. Will the Minnesota Vikings provide us with a Super Bowl during our lifetimes? Because if they did, first day of training camp the next season would not be starting all over again. It would be Standing on the Top by Rick James and the Temptations, or Still the One by Orleans, or for the 100th time during the course of a year, We Are the Champions by Queen. Freddie Mercury on lead vocals, God rest his soul. But onward we trek into the 2026. Training camp officially commences today. Brian O'Neill is squared away in the Covenant. Jamal Adams is in the building. Adrian joins the Ring of Honor in November. Jonathan Grenard is on the Eagles pup because he just messed up his pec. Alec is super wound up because there was just so much yesterday. How about this day, PA? It's just a whirlwind.
He asked for it.
And Kevin O'Connell said at his presser, Kyler, and JJ each get the ones early in training camp.
Oh my gosh. Above average at that.
He also said the Minnesota Vikings have a date in mind when they know the race will have been won. And he will credit those who fought the fight and kept the faith. Now, for us today, we hit you with this. A sweet talk back that might blow up the machine, and I'm not kidding. Adam Thielen, next segment, and continuance of the top 10 memories from the first 10 years of Vikings football at U.S. Bank Stadium. Can I get a witness? And is there anything else we can do for you?
Preach on.
How hot do the scribes and podcastices? How hot do the scribes and podcastices feel the QB talker is for the attention of it all? I mean, that thing is hot, according to the press conference yesterday. One person said to me right after said presser with Kevin O'Connell and new general manager Nolan Teasley. One person said to me, quote, 80% on the quarterbacks and not even a single Caleb Banks question and his foot? Wow.
Oh my gosh.
This sucker is still hot, and it amasses clicks, and it amasses views and ears. I rarely ask questions of pressers. But FIBA, Fairness, and Box Act. Like all of you, I wasn't thinking of the rookie foot either. After KO laid out the QB plan and said it has an expiration date. I'm like, hot diggity.
Just get this thing going.
Hot diggity up in this thing. We might have an expiration date. Eesh. Oh. So I stick by what I said. The loudest and longest oohs and ahs at Minnesota Vikings training camp will take place on Kyler Murray runs.
Oh my gosh.
Hot diggity. Hot diggity with them legs.
Get those legs moving.
Down with them little legs.
This is awesome.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round.
Starting all over again.
Standing on the top. Standing on the top.
I wouldn't know what to do.
We're still having fun because, believe it or not, we're still the one. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
If in some August, instead of trying to figure out starting all over again and just remembering the cadence of certain parts of the song.
Well, go back.
Standing on the top.
Go back to the symbolic Feb 15 every year.
Yeah.
Super Bowl on Valentine's Day this year. So Monday is Feb 15, which means, well, I'll lay it out there for you. What does that mean from a montage standpoint if we were standing on the top?
Well, it's not Brian McKnight's One Last Cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on a Monday in early mid-January.
Yeah, after the NFC title game and some fat L, not the full version of this.
I was born to grieve.
What's that? What's it? I'm just going to sound like an idiot here.
Grieve is all
Cloud
we
Nine.
do.
What's it?
You can be what you wanna be. Oh, Cloud Nine. Temptations.
Oh, and I wouldn't have slept. That's the thing, too.
Oh, yes.
A Monday after a Super Bowl in which our team participates and knock on whatever wins.
Yes.
I don't know if I had been if I would have even gone to bed at that point as I'm constructing the montage. So I would need some grace.
Same.
While on Cloud Nine on a Monday after that game.
You wouldn't be here to do the montage. You would be at SB6 whatever.
Oh my gosh. Above average.
Maybe you could sing a parody of the montage if you were on the trip.
I could do that.
All right, Adam Thielen in the on-deck circle. That's a big spot. The talk back. Listen closely, ladies and gentlemen. It might blow up the machine. The talk back. It's simplistic. It's of the low-hanging fruit variety, but people care about things like this. And 9 to Noon cares about your opinions. Kyler and McCarthy. Who do you want to win and why? Play from the heart and let it fly. So no statistical, it's how about offering up some no statistical gut feeling discerning takes on what was said yesterday. Murray and JJ, basically a 50-50 until an expiration date, and they're both working with Jefferson, Addison, Jennings, Hawkinson, and then Jayshon Jones, and you get into the twos and stuff. So that's how the head coach laid it out. It's on now. Some no statistical, gut feeling, discerning takes can include, but do not have to be limited to. Quote, I've always wanted a really fast running quarterback in a highly successful passing offense. Let's play. Listen closely to the way that was phrased. Talk back. I've always wanted a really fast running quarterback in a highly successful passing offense. Let's play. Or, quote, has to be Kyler. Can't put JJ in a spot to dramatically win a game and cut loose with that 9 crap again. End quote. Or McCarthy. It has to be him. Kyler throws punts. Or it's Wentz. PA and Lieber see it clearly.
I always love that one.
Nevertheless, it's going to be very, very interesting, especially when they are executing their toil with fans in the stands starting Saturday. Let me ask you this question before we pause. Why isn't Saturdays with sauce 2 to 4 instead of noon to 2? I mean, this is and I'm 80% being serious here. This is the first run for McCarthy and Murray in front of fans.
Yeah.
That's a top 3 sports-related A topic for the year in this state. What do you think?
Well, you're going to have to direct that question to the program director. But noon to 2, Saturday, this does provide us with the opportunity to grab a player or two and chat with them before helmets come on and various things.
Yes, sir.
And
that's better for the audience.
And selfishly, it is going to be nice once things get started. Chill on the perch. Watch it unfold day one. So I think the noon to 2 was an access related bit to the players before they practice.
Makes a lot of sense, no doubt. So the talk back, who do you want to win and why? That's McCarthy and Murray. It's not who you think will win. It's who do you want to win and why. 10 for 10 is back today. That would be the 10 most memorable Minnesota Vikings related moments from the first 10 years of football at US Bank Stadium. And today we handle 2019, 2020, and 2021. The final product is Friday. All that's courtesy of TimberTech and TimberTech.com. That's what's on deck 9 to noon. Adam Thielen of ESPN's NFL Live. He's glitzy. AT19 joins 9 to noon around the corner. I'm Paul Allen. Nordo produces. Excellent work with the montage per usual. And it even gets better with Mad Producer. We can amplify the mug by giving away some cash. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's do some cash. The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot at some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. This hour's keyword is rich. You're not going to get rich, but you might win some walking around money if you go to KFAN.com and enter the keyword rich. Adam Thielen is next.
Welcome back now. 22 minutes past the hour. Joining us now is NFL Live's Adam Thielen, joining the 9 to noon production on KFAN. Adam, my name is Paul Allen. A very good morning to you, and how have things been?
PA, man, good to hear from you. It's been a while, so it's good to be on. Everything's been good. It's been kind of a whirlwind of I guess, off-season. It's not my off-season anymore. It's just my retirement life. But, yeah, it's been kind of wild, but it's been a lot of fun. The summer's been great, hanging out with the kids and being on the lake and doing the Minnesota summer.
I can't see you right now, but I can tell when you were talking, you were smiling. And I think it's because I said, joining us now on KFAN is NFL Live's Adam Thielen. Did that make you smile?
Yeah, it made me laugh a little bit because that's I guess I'm not really, that's not my title yet or not at all. But yeah, I had a blast on NFL Live and going out to Bristol. First time being out there, it was a lot of fun. Spent 2 days on NFL Live, and it flew by. The show was like an hour long, and it flew by just because I was having so much fun.
Yeah, you're making some plays out there, aren't you? I mean, you're playing very fast right now. ESPN's NFL Live. I've heard you on NFL Radio, on Sirius NFL Radio. Are you enjoying this segue?
I am. I really am. I mean, to be able to talk about the game that I love and poured my heart and soul into and not take hits to the head, it's not a bad gig. So, no, I've really enjoyed it. I'm actually going to do a radio spot on NFL Radio every Tuesday during the season. So excited about that, just to kind of, just kind of get out in there and have fun with it. And I'll be on for 2 or 3 hours a day on Tuesdays. So it'll be a lot, but it'll be so fun. And the NFL is endless amount of things to talk about. It's like the last 2 days, right? Like it's like just the start of training camp, and there's so much to talk about. You can't even fit it all into an hour show. So much fun.
All right. Now, I'm not into promoting or elevating what can be deemed as competition, but I also am your biggest fan. So that NFL Radio bit, does it happen to be with Bruce Murray at 11 a.m. Central?
I'm not sure what time. We haven't locked in the time yet, but so we'll see what it looks like. But I know all those guys. I mean, over the years of having interviews at training camp and things like that, those guys do a great job, and they've been doing it for a long time. So just to be able to kind of be around them and learn from them is pretty cool. So
with the two days of NFL Live at ESPN, how did they have you prepare? Did you know what was coming?
It's actually really cool. Thankfully, I had a little bit of experience doing NFL Network for the NFC and AFC championship games, like the pregame show. I had 4 hours on camera for that pregame show, and that gave me just a ton of insight of what that world looks like. So essentially, you get a pre-show, I guess, media
production meeting?
Or a production meeting, correct. Yeah. So I have a production meeting. You talk about all the things, the topics that maybe they want to touch on, and then you kind of give your insight. So, hey, this is basically, it's like you do the show before the show, and then that way they can have graphics. So, this is how I feel about the New England receiver situation, and I kind of talk about my points I want to make, and then we'll have graphics and film to be able to put up there when I'm talking on the actual live show. And so it was really cool, again, to have that experience at NFL Network, because when I was going to that, I'm like, what are we doing? I feel like I'm doing the show and why are we doing this? And then I get my notes when I get on the desk, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Now I kind of be able to okay, it's block A. I get to, this is what I'm going to talk about. This is what I want to touch on, kind of refresh the mind of the points I want to make, and then boom, I just go. And so it's really cool, and they make it so easy, especially when you have a good host. Laura Rutledge is fantastic. Was on with, Jason McCourty, who's fantastic.
Awesome.
Dan Orlovsky, fantastic. So they make it's like being on with you, right? It's I don't have to do a lot when I'm with you or with those guys, because you guys are so good at what you do. And if there is a point where you get stuck or you don't really have anything to say, they'll find a way to get you into the point you want to make. So very thankful for that.
Given it's TV with ESPN's NFL Live, do they require you or request that you wear that aggressive earpiece where you're trying to formulate an opinion on Christian Watson and somebody's talking while you're talking, because that could be challenging?
Yeah, definitely. Again, thankful for that 4 hours that I had on the show for NFL Network, because it gave me just a ton of experience in that. So when I got to ESPN, it just made, I knew what to expect. And so, yeah, someone's talking here, hey, Adam, you're going to go in next, or hey, they're going to tee you up here. And there's a lot of times where if you didn't have that, you wouldn't really know the flow and how it works. And again, when my first experience with it, I had no idea. They gave me nothing. They gave the production meeting, and then you were on live, and that was it. You had no idea how the flow went, where you're supposed to go, when you're supposed to go there.
Yeah.
And so again, just having that experience now, I kind of knew all right, when they cue me up in my ear, or when they start counting down 10, 9, I better wrap up my point pretty quickly. And so I felt like I because of that experience, I just felt a lot more comfortable out there.
So do you feel with NFL Live, Do you feel or hope this was an audition, maybe for bigger and better things?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, they bring you in as kind of like a special guest, right? But at the end of the day, every time you're going on TV, it's an audition. You know, it's to see if it's a good fit, if you can do it. Like at the end of the day, with that stuff, like obviously, like your accolades help. But at the end of the day, if you can't articulate, if you can't talk about it, if you can't bring it to the audience and formulate your opinion in a way that they understand, they're not going to have you back, and they're not going to pay you to do it. So definitely was an audition, and I felt very good about what I put out there. And now it's kind of like, what does that look like? Again, I got 3 young kids at home.
Yep.
I'm not going to be in Connecticut 5 days a week. So what that looks like, who knows? But I'm having so much fun with all this, being able to come on your show. I love talking on the radio, and I could talk all day. So it's a lot of fun, and any opportunity I get, especially when I can do it from my house, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I know what the Friday football feast is. The 9 to noon football feast at Buffalo Wild Wings all throughout the state of Minnesota. Nordo and I do it. Alec Lewis stops by. Chad Greenway stops by. We're going to get you to 1 or 2 of those this year, probably when we get out by where you live. And what that's going to give you is the ability to talk about what you know and what you love, football. But there are massive crowds, and you'll get to feel the energy of the crowd, which kind of puts the whole thing together, doing what you love and the energy of the crowd. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't wait. I would love to do it. And we still got to get together and talk about some stuff. Would love to do some more stuff with you. But,
yes, sir.
But yeah, that sounds great.
Adam Thielen, he was on ESPN's NFL Live. Also is doing some radio work these days. You'll hear him 9 to noon whenever he's available. And Vikings training camp begins today. Do you have any plans to either yourself or with the family at Vikings training camp come out and say hello?
Yeah, I think I'll be out there quite a bit. I've actually snuck out there quite a bit during OTAs just to kind of check it out and see how much my welcome was. And they haven't kicked me out yet, so we'll see. We'll keep pushing it and see what happens. But yeah, my boys will be in heaven to be back out there. I don't think they even realize that training camp is going on right now. It's just such a different phase of life for them. Usually I'm leaving and I'm gone now for a few weeks and don't see them much, and they get to come out and see me after practice, but that's about it. So me being home, I'm sure they don't even realize it's football season, but I'm excited. I'm excited to go check it out. I think it's going to be a fantastic year, and there's just so many things that I can't wait to see play out and see what happens for that team, and will help them have success this season.
You happen to be watching the series Quarterback on Netflix?
Yeah, just started it. I'm only through 1 episode, but I've watched all of the episodes of the past seasons. Right. I think it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, so I'm 3 episodes into it, and the reason I bring it up is because Joe Flacco is one of the featured quarterbacks, and with your kids, like from Asher and the rest of the kids. First question with this, then I'll land the plane. We'll talk about the Vikings and so on. Do your kids still enjoy getting autographs from football players?
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're obsessed. Okay, yeah, with anyone, football players, yeah, the whole gamut.
That's the perfect answer, because like Joe Flacco has been to so many teams. In episode 3, you're going to see that he gets traded from Cleveland to Cincinnati. In fact, that was last year, relatively soon after you guys beat Cleveland at Tottenham Hotspur. And one of the things that was really exciting to his family is that the kids got a chance to get new autographs. So, like, they got autographs in Indianapolis, they got autographs in Baltimore, in Cleveland, and maybe Philadelphia. The Jets were in there. And then now, like, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. So, like, when you went to Carolina, or then when you ended up in Pittsburgh, were the kids excited to get certain autographs?
Oh, they were fired up. Yeah, they were super excited, especially, towards the end of my career. Obviously, they got a little bit older, and, my oldest was in 3rd grade, now going to 4th grade. And so he just knows football now. He knows the stars at school. On Mondays, they all talk about the games and all their favorite players and all these things. So he'll come to me and tell me stuff that I didn't even know about different players and things like that. And then they all trade their sports cards at school and they look up how much they're worth and they want to go to the card shop and, pull cards, whatever they call it, rip cards, whatever you want to call it. But, it's fun. I mean, they love it. It's also cool in Tahoe, at the American Century Championship that I've got blessed to be able to be there for 9 years. It's like now they get to go get Travis Kelce's autograph and they get to get, hockey players and baseball players autographs and legends of the game that are Hall of Famers, and they get to see these guys and they have their cards. They already had them and they're like, who's going to be there? And it is really cool.
You said on NFL Live, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, that you think Kyler is the leading candidate for the Vikings quarterback job. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean it's a answer that needs a lot of time to explain, right? Like you can't just take that quote and be like, oh, he thinks he should have the job. I just believe that when you bring in a guy like that and you kind of, he's got the experience, he's got all these tangibles that you kind of maybe took a flyer on this guy. Like, I just think that means that you kind of want him to do all the things it takes to win the job. Now, is he going to do that? I don't know. But I think at this point, because they haven't had any practices, he's in the front runner. Or he is the front runner for the job, and it's kind of his job to lose. Now, if he doesn't do the things that maybe have been his negatives in the past with leadership and just his preparation and things like that, I think he could lose the job too. And I think JJ has an unbelievable opportunity to finally take a year's worth of work and to say, hey, these are the things I need to work on. These are the things I need to get better at. Now he had a whole offseason to focus on those things, and he knows it. He's a smart guy, and he's a competitor. He wants it more than anyone. I promise you that's what I love about the guy. It's a big reason why I was so excited to come back to Minnesota is because of the time I spent with his competitiveness and his poise and his energy and his ability to people want to be around him and people love him. Now, if he comes out and shows those tangibles that they need from him on the field, he could win this job. But at this point, it's Kyler's job to lose.
So what are some things on which J.J. McCarthy needed to improve this offseason? Not putting you in a spot to say he has improved on this or he has not done this, but just quick twitch, what are some things on which he needed to improve?
Well, number one is maturity, and it's not like social maturity. It's just maturity as an NFL football player. There's so much that it takes to be a successful player in this league, let alone a quarterback. A quarterback's on a whole different pedestal, a whole different level. Just the amount of things that you have to be able to handle as a quarterback, the media, the practices, the preparation. It's everyone in the NFL has a lot of preparation and a lot of, duties with the media and things like that. But the quarterback is on the highest of pedestals with that. They have the biggest job with the media. Every week they're speaking and they're getting the tough questions. The game, depending on the week before, if you win or lose, they're getting all the praise or they're getting all the hate, right? And so the NFL football maturity is number one. Number two, when you look at the skill set, he's got the arm talent to make all the throws, but he kind of had this one throw approach in his first season of playing where it was only the fastball. So when he can develop this change up, the layer ball, not always having to just drive the ball in as hard as he can, his game will take the next step. And I've seen that a little bit in the OTAs. Now your routes on air and you're in t-shirts. So we need to see that in games and in the training camp, which I believe we will. But those things will take his game to a whole different level. And again, he's already got these other tangibles that you can't coach. You can't coach competitiveness. You can't coach that dog mentality. You can't coach people just wanting to be around you and being just this natural leader, and why I believe he has so much success at Michigan. And so there's just so many exciting things about him. And that's where when you make this take of oh, it's Kyler Murray's job to lose. Like you don't want people to think that you don't think that he can do it, because that's not the truth. So I'm super excited to watch these practices, as everyone I can imagine is, just to see his maturity as a football player.
What do you, Adam Thielen, 9 to noon? What do you know about new receiver Jawan Jennings and ways he potentially can help?
Yeah, I mean, I've admired his game for the last few years as he's kind of come onto the scene, especially with the injuries they had over there, and he kind of got his opportunity and made the most of it. But what I really see in his game is the physicality. You know, he can block. He's kind of got that dog, kind of that do the dirty work kind of guy. He can run the slant route. He can run the go ball. He can make contested catches. He's a perfect fit when you have 2 number 1 receivers, and one of them happens to be the best football player in the NFL. And so he's a perfect fit for that, because he can do the dirty work. He can fill in where he needs to fill in. He can, if someone is down for a play or two or a game, like, he can fill in and do all of those things. Like, he's a great fit for this offense. And I believe that they want to run the ball more this year. I think that Kevin knows that to be able to take that next step as an offense, as a team, they have to be able to establish the run game, and they have to be able to do things off the run game. And he's a perfect guy to go get dirty and get in there and make some creases for these running backs that have a lot of talent. So I really like the fit. I don't know him very well personally, but just his kind of demeanor and his dog mentality is a great fit for that group.
Last 2 for AT19. Elite Football Mind, stealing the show, NFL Live, ESPN. Brian O'Neill got a new deal, which means he must have played pretty well last season, and the new general manager didn't have a problem doling out the money. Brian O'Neill, in what ways is he a bona fide team leader?
Well, I mean, I'm biased, obviously. Like, he's one of my friends, like, love the guy to death. I mean, fantastic human being. But it's obviously it's about the football player he is, but it's also about just, like, his preparation is on a whole different level. His sacrifice, like, if you're a young guy and you want to see how to play 10, 15 years in the league, however long you want to play, like, go watch that guy. Go just live a day in Brian O'Neill's life. Like, his mindset as far as how he takes care of his body, his nutrition, his training, it's all top notch. And what people don't realize is, to be the best of the best in this league, you don't get by with talent or being a good football player. It's the same thing with Justin Jefferson. Like, is he talented? Yes. Is he a great football player? Yes. But what separates him and makes him the best of the best is his work ethic, his mindset, his attitude. I mean, both of those guys, when they walk through the building, they always have a positive attitude, always. And when I talk to kids, like, now I'm coaching youth sports, like, what do I truly care about? I care about your attitude and your effort. If you truly have those 2 things down, I promise you will have success, and people will want to be around you, and people will want to pay you when you get to the NFL, just like Brian O'Neill. So super excited for him, proud of him, and he's earned it.
What makes Flores' defense so tricky, and where can it be vulnerable?
Well, it's tricky because it's chaotic. And everyone knows that, right? It's absolute chaos at all times. I also think it's dangerous because he is willing to listen to the players. And I think that's why Harrison Smith played as long as he did, and maybe will continue to play. I'm sure he will, is because of that relationship that they have. Because I think there's a lot of times that, you know, Flores has so much trust in his players, certain guys, that he will say, hey, whatever, if you see something, you change it. Like, let's get in the perfect call. Let's if you see something that you know that we have a call for that formation or that kind of scheme that they're trying to get after us with, like, go ahead, do it. And also his confidence, right? His confidence of, like, I don't care what you think about me. Like, I'm going to call my game, and I'm going to do it till it doesn't work, and it's working. And so I just been really impressed being around him last year. Just the way that he prepares. Like he treats practices like games. Like he's out there, he's intense. Like I'm trying to mess with him, and he's kind of like, "Get away from me, Adam!" Like I'm trying to work here, and I'm trying to get a little smile out of him, which is hard to do. But every once in a while, I can get it from him. But yeah, just a chaotic, energetic defense that's willing to adapt and change and just make it so difficult a defense. I remember watching the last game of the season last year, and I was like, oh my gosh. It might not have been the last game. It was a Christmas Day game versus the Lions. And I'm like, this is like one of the best offenses in the NFL, and they can't do anything. And so that's the type of defense it is. Like he will frustrate you, and he will just crush you until the game's over, and not fun to go against.
In closing, I got an idea. When the Carolina Panthers are here December 6th, any chance you'll do the coin toss or maybe blow the Galler horn with two of your three former employers on the field?
I mean, I'm open to whatever. We'll see what the Vikings want to do with that, but right. That will be a fun game. I got so much respect for obviously for both sides. Man, just loved my time in Carolina. Dave Canales is the real deal. And, it'd be fun to see all those guys. I built a strong relationship with Bryce Young and some of those receivers and just some of those guys on the team. Obviously my allegiance is to the Minnesota Vikings. That's my team. But, again, so much respect for the other side.
AT, the new $2,000 microphone sounds great. And may God bless you and your family. And I look forward to seeing you at training camp. Okay.
All right. Talk soon.
See you, bud. Adam Thielen, AT19 with, the old Steve's Marathon segment for the day. Steve's Appliances, stevesappliances.com. Mountain View, stop by, get some appliances, save some money with free delivery, free recycling, and guaranteed low pricing. stevesappliances.com with the AT19 Marathon segment. Coming up next, Vikes Bites on KFAN.
This is 9 to noon on The Fan.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Present.
Vikes Bites. It's brought to you by Paul, Craig, and Clay, who make up KinMount Exteriors. KinMountExteriors.com. Whatever your budget. We're talking window siding, roofing, and decks. I don't know anything about exteriors. Thankfully, KinMount Exteriors does. But whatever your budget, I was at their showroom. So impressed. I mean, the spectrum of what they're able to do. The project's going to look beautiful. They are ready to work with you. KinMountExteriors.com. Vikes Bites becomes kind of a Camp Cuts, becomes a, hey, what Kevin and Nolan say yesterday, the general manager and the head coach speaking to the media. And we'll get to it, but I actually found some topics, some questions and answers that weren't related to the quarterback competition. We'll start here. Nolan Teasley on Jamal Adams.
Yeah, that was actually the thing that excited me the most was just, again, you guys will hear me talk about process, but just having the conversations with Flo and the personnel staff and kind of bringing those two areas of expertise to life together. And first kind of started broaching the subject of Jamal just based on the skill set and my experience with him and, the energy and the passion that he brings. And then it started to, getting in again to the specific skill set of what he does well, and then what Flo tasks players or what he can give them the freedom to do within this system. And so those things aligned, and I think Flo was excited about the acquisition. I know Jamal was excited about the potential and the possibility of being here, and those two things came together. And so to me, that's good process, and then we'll see about the result, but I'm really, really positive about that direction.
So Jamal Adams is here, and I saw this. I think it's Sean Borman. You can at Sean Borman NFL. He quoted over the cap that it's a $1.3 million base.
Oh.
And it's a 1.075 cap hit this year.
Oh, we got money. We got money information.
Nothing fully guaranteed, so it's the essence of
prove it.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
So what do you have? How can you help? And if you are on the final 53, you get some cash, make some memories, and it's a chance for Jamal Adams to operate in this Flores defense. Kind of fun.
Vina, Fairness and 9 to Noon Act. The next time you will hear Minnesota Vikings general manager will be, what day is August 4th? Is it Tuesday?
Feels like a Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 9 to noon, we'll be at the Vikings facility. Nolan Teasley will be our featured guest. And then after that, nobody will hear from him in media-related like fashion until like early September. So Nolan Teasley joins 9 to noon next Tuesday for an elongated chat.
Camp cuts, bikes, fights. Kinmount Exteriors. We heard from Adam Thielen. It was awesome to get his perspective on former teammate and buddy Brian O'Neill and this contract extension, but here's the head coach.
I'll defer to Nolan on this one, but with great excitement for me as the head coach to know that we've got Brian O'Neill under contract for a long time. He's been such a pillar of this organization and just the leadership. As a guy that from day one when I arrived here, he's been somebody that he's poured in everything since I've been here and a long time before that. And this organization means so much to him, our fans, our ownership, and just to watch this, process play out and the way Nolan and his staff and everybody handled it to come to this outcome on the eve of training camp is just a really, really good thing for our team. And
so 4 years, $96 million. We got our left tackle locked in, healthy, hopefully happy. And then we also, of course, have the right tackle now locked into the mix as well, long term. Digging all of that. And for some reason, I didn't put the Darisaw clip that I had, but I believe the coach said there are no physical limitations for Christian Darisaw, but then he would continue on to kind of speak to, well, with each player we have a process, and we want them to endure the grind of the training camp, but with each player, maybe we will handle them differently throughout. And maybe that part of that answer was related to, big people are probably going to have a day off at some point this summer. Don't freak out about it. Christian's in a good spot, had a terrific offseason, fully healthy, and he's excited to get back into the mix.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if some iteration of that was the modus operandi for like Aaron Jones. The veterans have to a certain extent. I mean, Christian is not even in the second half of his career, but for whatever the reason, and they could be myriad examples leading to it. Some people have guidelines, some have rules. Aaron has earned the right to occasionally have a day off and not play in preseason games. But when you have a new full-time center and you're going to have potentially a new full-time quarterback and a key new receiver in Juwan Jennings, that needs to be together. All the top players need to be together as much as possible.
Bikes, bites, camp cuts, brought to you by Kinmount Exteriors. All right, we'll get to the QB now. You've said this multiple times. I want to know what the new general manager thought of Kyler Murray when he faced him all those times, assistant general manager in Seattle, and Seattle kind of handled Kyler for a large part of his career there. Nolan Teasley was asked by Alec Lewis what he thought.
Listen, he was the number one pick for a reason. It's not just about what he can do with his arm, and we all know that he can operate on schedule, and I was excited about the potential of seeing him in this system and then how we were going to complement it with the run game. But rarely do things go as planned in the National Football League, and so it's the extension of the play and what he can do, what he can do in that arena, when he can create as well.
The improvisation, you might say, Mr. Nolan Teasley.
Mm-hmm.
To the QB competition itself, here is head coach Kevin O'Connell.
A lot of work's been done to this point and been evaluated, both on the field, where we think guys are at from their understanding and comfort of our offense. And now we can apply it and really try to, push this thing to the point where I think it's going to enhance both players, and I think it's going to give us clarity on where we need to go for this year.
That's bad. Keep going. I'm sorry. This part of the press conference with O'Connell talking about the quarterbacks in training camp, by far the most interesting part of the press conference.
Transparency is really important within our building on things like this, but also with you guys as our connection to our fans. So, there's this is going to be a very when the decision's made, it's going to be a very a process will take place, and then we'll move forward and go try to win games. I think there's an ideal date based upon training camp.
Name a starter.
To make sure, we check a lot of boxes for our team, but also for not only that player, but our entire offense. So, yeah, there's absolutely a date in mind and subject to what we think is best. If we feel like we can make the decision before that date, we will. If we feel like we need a little bit more time, we'll take it.
What did you think of, because I thought there was some calculation to the coach and how he laid some things out yesterday.
Yep.
In particular, you heard that both of them were going to be taking reps with the ones,
yep.
that they may also take reps with the twos.
Yep.
And then he even went out of his way, for those of us that might be at practice with a steno pad, he even mentioned, well, that may not be truly 50-50.
Yep.
That situational periods or specific scenario-based items on the
yep.
field.
Well, and with that, so say they have a drill that involves getting from one part of the field, say the 20, down to the end zone.
Yeah.
There may be situations where one possession for one quarterback goes 8 plays.
Right.
And then they accomplish almost the same thing, or they don't, with the other in 5 plays. So that's what he meant there, because in the first thing he said, he made it sound like there will be in the early stages a 50-50 between these two.
Yep.
They're both going to work with the ones. They're both going to work with the twos. So, but then he described that he's not marrying himself to the 50-50. So like you said, if you're out there counting snaps, don't overblow that. Don't overconflate that.
I will anyway.
Because but then, like, I mean, 80% of the press conference yesterday involved questions regarding the quarterback.
Indeed.
And like none with Caleb Banks in his foot. But all of that eventually will come to fruition. But, it's one thing I would wonder is if in training camp, specifically when pads go on Monday, if Murray is the first out there with the ones in the red zone drills, okay, does that mean you do the red zone drill twice with the ones? Because that would be different.
Right. It's
like lickety split, red zone drill, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we'll do better tomorrow, but we accomplished this. Let's move on to goal line. So I'll be there, most every day, including today, and I'm just curious to see how this cut works.
Yeah, and it seems like we're maybe hyperanalyzing this too much, but think about it. How precious these reps are. This does actually matter, and those of us that if you go to practice every day, and it is Kyler with the ones on a Monday, will it be JJ on Tuesday with the ones?
Right.
And just that balancing act,
right.
That's to make sure. And that kind of leads into, as we wrap up, Vikes Bites brought to you.
Just lastly here.
Yeah.
I truly, and I could be wrong here, I truly don't believe O'Connell and Teasley, and then you put in the ancillary coaches, the quarterback's coach, the OC, the whole thing. I truly don't believe it's a 10 of 10. We know exactly what we're going to do,
right?
But we're going to do it this way to make sure the individual who does not win believes they have a fair shot. I mean, I believe that there is a favorite and there is somebody who probably will win the race. But we said this during the course of the offseason because people got super loud on social media months ago. Basically, like with one person, I felt like saying, well, why don't you just tweet Kevin O'Connell is a liar? That you're lying with what you're saying. I mean, just let's not beat around the bush here. Just call somebody a liar, man. when it's like, no, they're doing this and doing that. It's no race. And no, it is. And then that's when I started to get frustrated before the vocal maintenance days, being like, with respect, what has the other guy done to earn the right to roll into another team and say it's mine?
Yeah.
And personally speaking, I don't think enough has been achieved by Kyler Murray during his career to roll into a facility and you absolutely are the one.
I agree with that.
And Kyler may have rolled in here thinking, you brought me in here. I'm former rookie of the year. I'm the kid with the legs. I'm the one. And then they started practicing and he ain't the one. He might be the one, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
And the big difference here is it is The situation is similar to that of Sam Darnold. But Darnold got the majority, if not all, the right reps with the ones in the entire offseason up to training camp.
Correct.
Because McCarthy never was starting. Darnold always was starting against the Giants. That's not the case now. So how does that factor in not only to the preseason games and who plays and why and when and with whom, but up to the Green Bay game? I find it to be fascinating.
Well, I find it to be there's going to be so much that we can learn. You heard about the maturity word. That's the word that Thielen used, talking about ways that J.J. McCarthy can improve. This is a maturity moment for him. Is he the competitiveness and the vibes and the aura, the mental side of things that people say that they love about him?
Yeah.
This is his arena right now.
But you know what?
This is where mental strength can win you moments like this.
Yeah, say the same thing to Kyler Murray. Because I'm tired of hearing the maturity qualifier only associated with McCarthy. There are facets of Murray's career that need absolute maturation.
Totally agree, yeah.
And whether that is... we're gonna let it play out, because it will play itself out. Mark my words. But maturity isn't just being a snot-nosed kid throwing a tantrum because you don't get your way. Maturity involves work ethic. It involves cohesiveness with teammates. It involves not being quiet in the locker room and naturally being that bona fide leader. Those are intangibles where you professionally mature.
Yeah.
So I think maturity is required for both of them, just in different ways.
No, I really like the way you put that, and I would agree with it. But Kyler, it's still that equity piece, and I know we're behind it on the clock. We can pause.
Good. We're good, bro.
I think
we're guest free the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah, we're in good shape. We got those talkbacks around the corner.
Some plays.
Did it blow up the talkback machine?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I thought
absolutely.
It would. Yeah, it's one that people like.
I mean, it's going to be 2 marathons today. It's going to be a double marathon.
Okay, great. We get a cooktop and a refrigerator.
And fingerprint resistant. Absolutely.
Let's go, Con.
I think the equity is not enough to say that he doesn't have to walk in and earn this thing.
That's what I think. And it seems like you're in lockstep. It doesn't make it the right answer, but
mostly
we have the right to deduce with chat with people about it who know more about it than us.
Yeah.
And also look at the past performances. And one guy has 10 games, the other has 1 million.
Yeah, and the moments have been awesome from Kyler. The arm punts have been terrible, but it is 87 games. And so what has he done to walk in and absolutely deserve the job? I don't think he's done anything.
Right. He's done more.
But he's done more.
Yeah, that's fair.
And there is a certain level of consistency there. And that's why it's a little on tilt right now. And the funnest part about camp is going to see how 9 potentially gets the opportunity to even that out and level it.
Yeah.
And it will require maturity by both, including the new guy. Yeah.
And I just can't wait to get closer with our media relations friends, because those are some of my closest friends, period, outside of working. And just to kind of catch the vibe and feel with them.
Yeah.
Because in the media relations world, and you're dealing with quarterbacks, they may not say it, but like the social media aspect after these practices and after these games, well, that's what'd you call it? Doom scrolling.
Well, doom scrolling.
They're going to have to doom scroll.
Oh, no.
And then, and see like who's saying what and why.
Yeah. And
then figure out if the player is seeing it, reading it, hearing it, or watching it. Because to succeed at the very highest level of the profession God has chosen you get to be in, eliminating certain facets and making it elevator music, that is a must.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, it's on you, man. Oof. You see what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a lot of stuff out there, man, starting later today.
Hey, I hope for both their sakes that J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray have both turned off Insta, and if either of them use X with any regularity. I hope for everybody's sake that they just shut that whole thing down. Mm-hmm. That's a maturity thing. And just dig completely into this.
And I said this on Alec Lewis's podcast, at Alec Lewis, via Alec _Lewis via Twitter if you want to learn more. We did it a couple of days ago, and we didn't talk much about the quarterback. It was right at the end. But the last thing I said was, I do believe Kyler Murray's favored to win the job. It's not as a prohibitive favorite as people wanted to believe in the offseason. I think we all know that now, given a National Football League team is splitting quarterback reps for an undetermined amount of time. So that right there indicates the race is not over. But mark my words with this. McCarthy, big boy's not going to go down without a fight.
No.
He's game. And he knows more about this offense at this stage than Kyler Murray does. So big boy's not going down without a fight. He may lose, but he ain't going to go down without a fight. I promise you that.
This is going to be so good.
See, I told you. That's why I didn't tire of talking about it in the offseason and get mad about certain things, because it happens in the offseason. We glom onto one thing. The public likes to hear about it, or sometimes they're like, great, 9 to noon talking about this again, and they turn off the radio.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those topics.
No.
This topic not only involves the toughest position to play in all of sports, it involves one of your own, and Minnesota's a habit state. Okay, like McCarthy, don't like McCarthy, 9 bugged you, or the QB read to win Monday night at Soldier Field caused you to jump out of your chair and you absolutely loved it. He is yours.
Yes.
You drafted him, and he is in your covenant. The other guy came in. He's an interloper. Now, you want him to fit, you want him to belong, and you want to win the Super Bowl with either one of them, but if it's him, it's him. So there's going to be a human nature side of it, too, eventually, with those wanting to support the kid who they've been through with the injury and riding around on the motorbike and the Raiders preseason game, and then the beat the Bears and terrible against the Falcons, and we never beat the Lions. Guess who beat the Lions? Then he went pear-shaped with 9. I mean, it is from afar kind of like raising your own quarterback kid.
It is.
Working with this kid with the curly hair coming out of the helmet and the hat. He's fantastic. And he might not win, but he ain't going to go down without a fight.
And who better than us? A couple of rubes that are going to have the opportunity to watch this on a daily basis.
Yeah, let's take it a step farther for 8 seconds. And by the way, the one who knows the plays best and could lead you to a victory right now better than either of those two probably has no shot.
Probably has no shot. No, he doesn't.
Well, okay, why? Why? I can explain why. We don't have time, but Wentz.
Yes.
Wentz gives you a better chance to win football games right now than Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy.
He does.
And I don't even think it's close. But he's not going to start.
No.
Well, then why?
Well, you got to. You're either the reason that you're putting it down to J.J. and Kyler is because of whatever perceived potential ceiling. That there is. That would be higher than Carson Wentz.
Very, very good point.
The fundamental of the position, that's Carson Wentz's wheelhouse right now.
Mm-hmm.
But for the maturation of the kid you drafted, or the one season opportunity you have as of now with Kyler Murray, you're putting one of them in that spot. That's why you're doing that.
All right. Talkbacks around the corner.
Yeah, we got a ton of them.
We got a ton of talkbacks on the opening salvo. We'll reintroduce the question and then eventually segue into some other stuff. 9 to noon at FM 100.3, KFAN. Bikes Bites!
Bikes Bites! KinMountExteriors.com. And since we're doing this here, and we wrap this around to the 12, let's do a little cash giveaway. The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot at some bonus bucks, National Cash Contest style. This hour's keyword is new. New is the keyword, and you can enter that in now at KFAN.com.
This is 9 to noon, live on iHeartRadio.